Alright, just one piece left.
You hear that, Link? You gotta be lucky this time and get me that tunic. Now let's put you on there, and... Ah! Bombs! Frickin'...
Hello everybody, Xyno here, and after I calmed down from that rage-inducing moment, I thought we'd talk a little more about Breath of the Wild today, and in my topic today, it'll be mostly about the music, the atmosphere, and what it made me feel like, which sounds a little weird, but let's dive on in. All three of these topics correlate together, by the way, and pretty much how it makes me feel like, I gotta say, at the end game, it really does make me feel like a hero, even though it's just a video game. And I convey this in a completely different way because in a lot of games you're portrayed as a hero. You gotta do heroic things, and in my opinion, you don't really feel like you've accomplished something a hero would do in other video games. But Breath of the Wild, I don't know, it just felt right when I stormed Hyrule Castle, which was taken over by Ganon, and pretty much conquered it and defeated Ganon, and saved Hyrule. Something about that in Breath of the Wild specifically really made me feel like I accomplished something and did something heroic. And I really feel like the music was a big contributing factor, because as soon as you open up those gates and you get to that cutscene where it's like, this is Hyrule Castle, shit is about to go down, the music starts kicking in, and then you're like, oh shit, I can do this. This music, I cannot let this world down. I cannot die. I got to save Hyrule. And just the music itself there just lets you it just gives you, it fills you with determination. And I hate saying that, thanks to a certain community, but that's pretty much the best way I can explain it. It fills you with determination. It lets you, it invigorates you to the point to where you will kill every single enemy in that frickin' castle to get to Ganon if you have to. But obviously there's multiple different paths and ways in the castle because it's one giant maze. But that basically, the music, that's just basically how I sum it up. This music makes you feel really, really good, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I just wanted to stop by and praise the music and pretty much show how it made me feel really good. And to put on a second note, because this video, I didn't expect this video to only be like 2 minutes long, so I'm just going to add also a story that deals with Hyrule Castle and my experience of feeling like a hero, because I gotta let you guys know, I beat the game by accident. I beat the game before I wanted to, actually, because I wanted to go get the Hylian shield, and people keep telling me, yeah, you'll find it in the Hyrule Castle, somewhere hidden in there. And they never really told me specifically, because I told them, no, I want to figure it out by myself, because I played this game pretty much from start to finish with no... I just went and played the game. Nobody told me how to do anything. I never looked up any tips. So I just played through the game as blind as I could. The only hint pretty much I got through the whole game was where that shield was. And I kind of thought it might have been there because that's like an endgame shield. But pretty much as I went up there, I was briefly unprepared. I only had 2 dungeons completed, which were and I apologize if I don't say their actual temple names because I can't remember them right now. But it's the elephant one and the salamander one. Or people call them Dodongos, they kind of look like one. But those 2 are the only ones I had completed, and I thought it was time for me to get the Hylian shield. And at this point, I've only upgraded my stamina bar about not even 1 bar completely. I think it was 3/4, and I only had about 6 extra hearts. So at the time, I wasn't even ready to get the Master Sword. So I didn't even have the Master Sword when I was traversing Hyrule Castle. I just wanted that shield. So since I never knew where it was, I kept exploring, running around, eating all this food, killing all these enemies. I got to this point where I got stuck and fought a Lionel. You were trapped, and there's no way you could escape, and you had to kill him to be free. So I kept following that pathway, running up. I'm like, oh, it's got to be like in the center building somewhere, like on a display in like Zelda's room. And at the time, I didn't know where Zelda's room was. So I ran up into there and I saw this kind of circular room again, like you're going to be trapped. And I walked into there thinking, oh, I can go explore in here and figure out what's going on. And then the screen faded to black. And I went, oh no. So I walked up in there. I wish I had footage for this, by the way, too. But no, this all happened at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was just playing the game. And all of a sudden, I think I heard Zelda talk to me. Link, you're finally here. All right, time for you to save the world. I'm like, what the heck? No, 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 no. And then the thing closed back. Spawned a boss. And I was like, what the heck is this? And it was it was a boss. Like, I haven't fought yet. Because if you don't defeat all 4 of the temples, the game makes you boss rush any bosses you didn't complete. So I had to fight the winged boss and the camel boss pretty much back to back. And at the time, this was freaking exhilarating because I was already pumped up by the music. And I've never fought these guys before. So, by the way, in my opinion, they are fought a lot better in that room than they are on top of the divine beasts. So, you're sitting there fighting. I was fighting each one of them, and each of them, they probably took me almost like 8 to 9 to 10 minutes each because I had to figure out their weakness while dodging stuff, while being unprepared, while getting electrocuted, and all that junk. And I depleted a lot of my food. I mean, I didn't use my shields a lot. I don't know why, but I had a lot of shields at the end, and I'm going to say that because it really conveys into what's going on next. But after I defeated them, another cutscene happened. The freaking camera pans up to the top of the screen, and it's like, this is Ganon in his egg sack, and it drops down on you, and Zelda's like, I can't hold in the power anymore, and then he falls onto you. Freaking you guys fall like 30 feet into the ground, kind of like in Mario Sunshine with Petey Piranha in that windmill, except it's in Hyrule Castle. Drop down to this big crevice hole area, and then here comes Ganon, and he looks like a freaking spider deformed thing, and it was fucking awesome because you're sitting there like, holy fuck, this is what Ganon manifested into. Oh, that's just fucking disgusting. I want to kick his shit in. So it does this cool cutscene, and then you pretty much are like, I can do this even though you can't. And then the two any heroes you saved at the time, which were the two I was talking about earlier, shoot their freaking laser beam, which only deplete like maybe a quarter of his health. And I was like, oh, that's the incentive for you to defeat the bosses. They help, wear him down. But I was like, oh, this probably isn't fucking enough. So I sat there and fought him for ages because I wasn't ready at all. I only had like one royal sword and a whole bunch of like knight's swords and stuff like that. So I spent a good first half of Ganon's fight sitting there hitting him with my arrows and stuff when I could, and he shot a lot of laser beams, so I deflected a lot of them. And I always waited for Daruk's shield thing to pop up because I gotta admit, I'm not good at timing this shit. Especially because your timing is all different at different distances, and he moves all around the battlefield. He even crawls up on the wall, because like I said, he's like a spider. And you guys should all know this by now, because, I mean, a lot of people play the game. But once you get to a certain point, he turns freaking golden, and he becomes invincible to all your attacks. And at this point, most of my swords are gone. Because anytime I had a swing, anytime I had a chance to swing at his head, I did. So, most of my swords were gone. I only had like one royal sword left. Like, it was the broadsword, or whatever the heck it's called. The heavy one. The one that requires 2 hands. And he kept climbing on the wall, shooting lasers at me, which was a good thing because the only thing you can do is reflect it, and that's the only way to make him vulnerable for a small time, which kind of scared the crap out of me because I was running out of shields. But luckily, this is the time where Daruk's protection kicked back in, and I was able to deflect with confidence. And once I got his health all the way down to 0, I was like, yes, I fucking beat him. And I thought that would be the highlight. You beat Ganon, and the game was over, but the game decided to go fucking over the top, which kind of buzzkilled it for me. Send you out onto the field, and then like this pig manifestation, ginormous Ganon sprawls out onto Hyrule Field. Like, you get launched in Hyrule Field, and you have to defeat him. And Zelda's like, I don't know, you may have not recovered your Master Sword and all your memories, but you gotta know, you gotta defeat this thing and fucking kill it. And she gives you the bow of light, and you get on your horse, which was a dumb horse I had at the time. and you pretty much sit there and shoot the light arrow at freaking weakness points of his body, which is a little disappointing, because it'd be cool if you could climb on him or something, but basically you kill him like that and then the game was over. And this whole time I was even playing the game like standing up. Like as soon as the Ganondorf battle started, I like got up from, at the time it was my bed because I didn't have a gaming seat and my bed was in the same room I played my games on. I got up, stood up and sit there at the TV and I was playing it, all sitting there getting ready to move. It felt, I keep saying it, but exhilarating. And that's basically how I defeated the game by accident. And so the game saved. I was afraid because I was like, oh, I beat the game. Is it going to do the stupid thing like what Zelda games do and make you automatically start from the last save you had? But it kind of does and kind of doesn't, because it'll put a little star next to your save saying, yeah, you beat the game. But it'll also send you back like right in front of the area before you defeat Ganon and any bosses you haven't defeated before. But that was pretty cool. The whole time I felt pumped up. I was already tired, but doing that just made you want to keep going. And I gotta say, the presentation and the music really, really helped that. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I've had that in my brain for a couple weeks now and never made it into a video. And now that I have, I feel a lot better about it. And hopefully you guys got some entertainment value into that. And if you kind of like these kind of videos, let me know. Because a lot of this is just me talking. Nothing scripted. I'm kind of just watching my waveform form in real time in front of the computer screen and just talk. So, hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next video I make, whatever that may be, and I will see you all later.